99 Red Balloons. I'm not sure what year that was, but I just remember being really, really young. I was born in October 78, and I just remember loving that song and loving the video. And more recently, I started to go Google it and go, I wonder what Nina's doing now. Who is she now? What is she now? You know? And I think she's still kind of gigging away over in Germany or something. But it was one of those really catchy songs. And as a kid, I always felt, well, now as an adult, if you can get a kid singing along to a melody, you know, that's half the battle. You know, and I even see it now, my own kids singing like Lucas Graham, 7 Years, or one of those really catchy melodies. If you can get that as a songwriter, and then put some cool lyrics onto it, that, you know, it's half the battle, isn't it? So this one stood out to me.
Yeah, so you think if something appeals to kids, if it appeals to them, it'll appeal to everybody, is that
well, yeah, I think because kids don't understand the meanings of the words, and if the melody is catching them and they can actually sing along with it. I often do that with my own tracks in my car with my own children. I've got twin boys who are 9 and my little girl is 2.5. If you play a song and they're singing it after the second and third listen without you even asking them to, it can only be a good thing.
Right, so they're your ears. They're your musical ears.
They're your A&R men and women.
Okay, next you've gone for a great record, Rhythm as a Dancer by Snap.
Yeah, Rhythm as a Dancer was me in 1993 or 4, whatever year that was, 95, in around there. And I would have been about 14, and that was my dance era. I just loved it because I would finish secondary school and we'd go home with all my mates and we'd be listening to whatever was on MTV Select back in the day, and then at the weekends it was out to the discos and stuff like that. And Snap, that was just obviously still is a huge record, but that year when it came out, it just exploded all over the dance world. And even though I was still quite young, it was me kind of giving all this and dancing away in those discos.
So that was you putting in the hours before Strictly, wasn't it? Yeah.
Learning my trade.
You're a good dancer. Well, you proved that already, so you must have been getting something right in those days.
Well, I was making it up as I was going along in those days. But this was one that even now I host my own radio show in Ireland, and we do a dance half hour on a Friday, and pretty much Rhythm as a Dancer, when you play it, you know, the crowd just texting in, the listeners going, love this. Well, Tiffany again, I think We're Alone Now was mid-80s, wasn't it? And another one of those songs, I always found myself that when I was young, I still loved like a good ballad, which stood to me in later life with the Westlife stuff. But I just think with that one, it's a ballad, but it's got a beat to it. You can almost dance to it. That's quite a sexy song, isn't it? So it's one of those songs that you play and you go, yeah, I can see where, you know, you can meet somebody, meet the love of your life and go, yeah, let's stick this on and dim the lights.
They were away. Oh, you've got women all over the country are with you. That's right. And now tell me about your football, because when did that start? I mean, you could have had a career in football. That could have been the other way you went. So when did you first discover, hello, I'm a bit good at this?
Well, I had a football in my hand. You know, there's pictures of me from the age of walking at 2-3 years of age with a football in my hand. And I always remember my dad, he was not with us anymore, but he would have trained me in the garden, goalkeeping and stuff like that, and he was a keeper. So football to me, I was Manchester United fan, and obviously when Ireland started to do well in the late 80s with Euro 88 and Italia 90 and stuff, it was amazing, you know, times. So football was me to a T. Then in later life I started to become, I suppose, half decent and successful as a son. I played for Ireland under 15 and 6 and 18s, and then got this opportunity to go on trial with a couple of UK clubs. I went over to Derby County, I went to Leeds United, and I was supposed to go to New Everton, but I agreed terms to sign for Leeds United. So I went over in 1995 and I spent 2 years there on a YTS scheme and then signed pro. So I was there for 2 years, and I mean, great times at Leeds, some great players there then. I actually was named by default, but I was named in the Premiership squad in 1995 to travel with the first team down to play against Southampton in the Dell. So great memories, and football was my thing, and one of the proudest moments of my life would have been representing Ireland at under 18 level in a tournament against Portugal in Portugal and standing for the national anthem. So, you know, years later, you know, flying the flag with Westlife and then obviously with Ireland in Eurovision, those moments were just iconic for me, you know. So yeah, football was my thing, but my dad was also a painter and decorator by trade and a cabaret singer. So I was on stage with him as a kid. My first song I ever sang was Karma Chameleon and stuff like that.
So just, you know, briefly looking back, any regrets about the football? Would you be happy at being a professional footballer, do you think?
It's a tough tough question. I mean, I was a goalkeeper and I'm 5'10", so my height was always against me. So I was very lucky that when it finished, within 10 months of me coming home from Leeds, I'd actually studied or done the exams to be a police officer in Ireland.
Right.
When that didn't work out, when football didn't work out, I got this opportunity to go for an audition for a boy band, which Louis Walsh was sitting at, exactly like you see X Factor now. Louis was there with a few other people in a nightclub sitting at chairs, and I sang a song, and Louis obviously picked me out to be part of his new band. To answer the question, really, I pretty much had a soccer career in music because I started at 18 in Westlife and I finished at 34. So that's pretty much a soccer career as well. So I still probably, if I had to call it, I would have preferred. I missed the competitiveness of football. You don't have that in music.
Right. Well, good answer. Thank you very much. We're glad you went the way you did, actually. U2 next, you've chosen A Beautiful Day.
Yeah, I mean, obviously rock legends, and being an Irish guy, U2, there was so many songs to choose from. But Beautiful Day stands out for me because it's just an uplifting song, and it reminds me of Ireland many years ago played against Holland in a qualifier, and Jason McAteer scored a great goal near the end, and we had to beat Holland to qualify. And I just remember hearing a story, I don't know if it's true, but from one of the lads on the team, said he was walking by Roy Keane's room before the game and he was belting out Beautiful Day. And I'm a big Roy Keane fan, and obviously being Irish and being a Manchester United fan, and I just thought, yeah, if it's good enough for Roy to get him in the mood for a game, it's good enough for me. I was a big Bruce Springsteen fan. I remember the first, not one of the first, I say, but I remember the cover of the vinyl that he had, which is the iconic shot of his bum, with the jeans and the American flag. And I mean, Springsteen is amazing. I've never seen him live, but I love Streets of Philadelphia in a few years later. But Dancing in the Dark and Born in the USA on that record, that first record that I remember, was amazing. And I only listened to it recently. I was out jogging and I put on a couple of Springsteen tracks, and it gets you. It just got me. I don't know why. It just captured me there. And I thought, I mean, I wasn't born in the USA, so but it's a great song. I mean, he's a great vocalist and great songwriter, great player. So it's an uplifting song. It's one of those songs that you probably forget about, and then when you play it, you go, wow, what a great track that is.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about the Westlife years, because a lot of people who've been through that kind of massive success at relatively early ages, they say it all happened so fast I didn't really appreciate it at the time. I didn't have time to take it in. Was that the same for you?
Yeah, I think there's times like that, definitely. I think when any big long career, if it's been successful, football or anything you do, radio or TV or music, you probably do during it don't appreciate some of it, or you're riding that wave, and you, in the back of your mind, you think one day I'll look back at all of this and smile and try and take it all in then. But it is true, I went to the Brit Awards this year. I haven't been at the Brit Awards in probably 7 years or so, and this time I went on my own and I walked the red carpet, and I don't know if it comes with maturity, but I was so excited to be back and on my own. Now, if I had walked the Brit Award carpet on my own at 19 or 20, I would have ran away, but no, I think it's a maturity thing, and now I'm able to watch the Westlife DVDs, and you look at One Direction, for example, who pretty much did what we did and then more, exploded globally. And I just smiled along because I remember those moments. I remember those, being on the big TV shows and the big concerts, the stadiums. And I also remember before us looking to take that and, and the Spice Girls and Boyzone and being in school or playing for Leeds United and thinking, God, that would be brilliant fun, wouldn't it? And then, a year or two later, that's what I was doing. I remember opening up one of the things, the Virgin Megastore here near Trafalgar Square. Yeah. Just some crazy things we did. I've met the Queen a couple of times, 2-3 American presidents. Like when you look back at it all, it's insane, really.
It's quite a list, isn't it? But you've survived and you enjoyed it. They're happy memories.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, some memories that you'd like to forget too. You're away for everything. You miss people's birthdays, you miss weddings, you miss funerals. I was always fearful of getting that horrible phone call, when you're in Australia or Asia or somewhere, to say you need to get home, and thankfully, touch wood, it never happened.
Next, it's Faith Hill and There You'll Be.
Yeah, this is the song from Pearl Harbor, I think it is. I always loved Faith Hill, and this song in particular. I'm an old romantic at heart, and I just think on this song, Faith delivers an incredible vocal performance.